next in love type of reading, it's just like whatever wants to come out, come out. And what I am getting from this is that like your next biggest connection that you're going to be experiencing is going to be like a wish come true, with the star here and with spiritual connection and divine counterpart. So I feel like you're going to be meeting your person, like your soulmate, after a period of healing and waiting. I feel like you have been waiting with this Three of Wands. And I feel like you're like sending out requests to the universe. You're just like kind of sitting on the mountaintop and you're overlooking the horizon and you're like, okay, well, this is my wish. This is what I would like. And this is kind of like a crystal ball. You're looking into it. You're almost like, making a prayer, praying or manifesting, or even like trying to see into the future. But in either case, there's some sort of spiritual stuff going on there where you're trying to connect with your like soulmate and you're sending out this communication that like, okay, where are you, like I'm ready for you type of thing. And you might not actually be doing this actively. You might just be doing this subconsciously or in your dreams or unconsciously or below the surface. Or you could very well be manifesting this person. So you could definitely have some sort of like a vision board, or you could be like have a manifestation journal, or like every full moon or new moon you have like these rituals that you do. Is this does kind of remind me of the moon. So yeah, you're definitely sending out a message to your divine counterpart saying like, hey, I will be here, I'm ready, like this is where I live, like come get me. But you're waiting, you're in this like waiting energy, and you are expanding and growing as a person in the meantime. So there's a lot of abundance in your life. I feel a lot of success and victory with like the Six of Wands as well. So maybe you're doing really well in your career, or that's just something that you're really focusing on, or you're getting some sort of a public recognition, just being recognized for your hard work. And maybe there is some competition around you. I feel like what's going on in your love life is there might be a lot of people fighting for your attention and really wanting to date you, really wanting to get in on that. But you're like, no, like I'm staying strong. Like I don't really want anyone except for my divine counterpart. Like I'm not interested in anyone else except for my ultimate soulmate. So I'm kind of feeling like you're taking this journey very seriously because there's a lot of like deep, serious energy here. And so yeah, we do have spiritual connection and divine counterpart. So I feel like this person that you're pulling in, that you're manifesting, is your ultimate person, like your lifelong partner that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, or the majority of your life with. This is a highly spiritual connection, like a deep soul connection, I feel. And I definitely do feel like you're manifesting each other for sure. And there's something about wintertime here, winter showing up. So this could have, and like this kind of looks like winter to me, these cards really. So winter is a significant part of your journey in love. So like this is a general question, what's going on in your love life. So I feel like something significant happened in your love life, perhaps in the winter. Maybe there was like a heartbreak or some sort of an ending with someone, a death, um, something cold, maybe, something like that happened where it did require a lot of healing for you. And winter also reminds me of like hermit mode, and like we kind of like stay inside because it's cold out. We spend a lot more time alone or in isolation, or in just it's more of a self-reflective period because it's cold out. Well, if you live in like, a four season type of place. Obviously, if you have summer year round, then you can have fun anytime. But for the most of us, uh, it's like during the winter time, like the colder months, we usually spend that time indoors, and that does bring up a lot of meditation, contemplation, going within, self-reflection, introspection. And we did have the hermit at the bottom here, so I'm feeling like maybe something happened around the winter time, or if it wasn't around the winter time, it was just that energy that you were in, or you are in, where you are just kind of like keeping to yourself right now and really waiting. I'm just feeling like you're kind of like And you're self-protecting too, because if you see she's holding this sword in her hand, like she's healing, but she's also protecting herself. She's protecting herself from anyone who is going to come in and break her heart. Like the three swords are laying around her, and the three sword, three of swords is the heartbreak card. It's emotional pain. And so it's like she's not trying to feel this emotional pain anymore. So she has this one sword, the ace of swords, like I'm gonna cut that out. Like I'm cutting out any sort of person who's going to be toxic for me, and unhealthy for me. So, and you could be a guy too. This is just a woman on here, but she's really just focusing on her own healing. And okay, so the winter time, like you could be doing that, but also there could also be like a person, your divine counterpart, you could be meeting them in the winter. You could absolutely be meeting this person in the winter when you are going through this like healing period, like see where you fit in on the spectrum. But I'm also seeing a lot of sun, okay, a lot of fire, a lot of sun, a lot of red, gold, yellow, orange types of colors. And this all gives me such a warm feeling. All of these cards look just so warm. And that's like the majority of the cards, whereas like this is just one card. So I'm also feeling like you could definitely meet this person in the summer or like during a time when it's like sunny out and warm out and you can be outside without clothes on. And strength is Leo, which is like August, and just like sun is shining, everyone's out and enjoying life. So this is somebody that you could meet in that way. Or maybe like you're on a vacation in winter and it's very warm out. You're like on a tropical vacation or something like that. But I feel like you are very strong. Like I feel like you've gained so much strength from whatever it is that you went through, this sort of maybe even toxic but definitely one-sided relationship where was the love was unrequited. Maybe you were giving too much, too much of yourself. You were the only one that was investing your time and energy into it. Maybe you were more emotionally invested, or you were wanting more with this person and they didn't want that. Or maybe they played you and they were actually behind the scenes a whole totally different person than who you thought they were. And then you found that out. So there's something like that. And I do feel like this ending with this connection was very painful for you. And but it built you up, like it really really made you a very confident person. You have so much courage now, you're very empowered, you've definitely found your happiness. And I feel like whenever people do because we do have the five of wands, which is conflict, but I just see like there's three people here fighting, but it's not really like mean fighting. Like if you look at them, they're like hardly even doing anything. They're just standing there with their wands touching. So if anything, the lions are fighting, right? Like they're really going at it. But like the humans are just kind of like, okay, let's put our wands together. Um, so maybe this is more like a passionate, like animalistic desire that you have. Maybe you really desire like a passionate connection, right? It's like just very primitive in nature. So like yeah, you could definitely have like a high sex drive, and that's definitely something that you want from your divine counterpart with this spiritual connection. You also want it to be like a very sexual, like a lot of sexual chemistry that you guys have and passion and all of that. So that's something that's very important to you. And I feel like you are going to tame your desire to perhaps even have sex with people until you find your person. Like you're being that strong to where like you're not even going to give in to any sort of temptation like that, because you want ultimate victory. You want the six of wands. You wanted to be with that one. You wanted with that one lion. um Maybe it's a Leo. There's so much Leo energy coming through here. So maybe you're a Leo, or you're really interested, or like Leo is some like a type of person that you'd be really compatible with, or something like that. Or really just a person. I feel like this person does have, it's either you or this person definitely has this energy of like confidence. They like to be in the spotlight. They're very funny. They're very romantic, loving. They have a big heart. I feel like this person would definitely give you a lot of attention. Because whereas like in the past you were involved with people who were more one-sided and maybe you were the one that was like so giving and loving, maybe you don't have to be a Leo, but maybe you just have that energy in you to where like when you're in a relationship, you give so much because when you love hard, right? You give it your all, you're nurturing, you're loving, you're caring, you're communicative, you're affectionate, that's all like to me like Leo kind of energy. And like that could be like your nature, just very nurturing, all of that. And you also want that from the other person as well, like you're willing to give, like that's fine, like you're giving from your heart and from your depths and you're not doing it transactionally, like you want something back. But at the end of the day you still want it back, like you want that equal reciprocation, you want mutual love, right? You want that two cups type of stuff. So you want the other person to make you feel loved and acknowledged and like recognized, right? You want to be recognized. So the Six of Wands, like this is what you want in love. You want someone to see you and to give you the attention that you deserve, to put you on some sort of a pedestal, just as much as you're putting them on a pedestal. So it's not like you're selfishly requiring this. It's like, no, you're willing to give it too, but you also want it back. And so I feel like that's kind of the type of lover maybe that you're looking for, is somebody who will return that out of the goodness of their heart and out of their own desire and passion for you and love for you, right? Not because you asked them to or because you're doing it as well. Um, so yes, I feel like this person will definitely do that. This person will definitely see you and recognize you. You guys are gonna have a lot of passion, a lot of chemistry. So if you are into that, like, and that's something that's very important to you, just know that that is going to be a thing. And yeah, this relationship is going to be worth exploring. I'm almost sensing there might be some hesitation here with that card coming out, exploring, because maybe you do have a lot of people who come at you, like trying to win your attention and your affection and get your attention, right? And so maybe you're just turning everybody down, right? You're strong, you're in control, you're taming your lower desires, and you're just like, nope, I'm not interested, I'm dead. I'm pretending that I don't even exist, like don't come near me. And so maybe like this person's going to come near you and you're going to think that they're just one of the other people. Um, and you're like, no, 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 thank you, like to everybody. And you're like, I'm waiting for my divine counterpart. And this person's like, no, I am your divine counterpart. And then you're like, oh, okay. And then it's like, so it's kind of this energy of like, it will be worth exploring, but I feel like you're not going to maybe view it as your divine counterpart, right away. This person is literally your person, but you have the moon at the bottom. So you're going to have some fears around this person. Um, they're going to trigger some fears. I don't necessarily think that it's because of their nature that they're triggering fears. I think it's because of your own past that is being brought up, where maybe they remind you of someone from the past, or it's simply just you projecting your fears, right? It's just simply like, oh, relationship, okay, now I'm gonna get hurt, maybe I'm gonna get my heart broken, maybe this is gonna happen, maybe they're never gonna reciprocate, maybe that, all of those fears. And even though this person's giving you no hints that they're gonna be like that, but you're just like in your head about it. So it's kind of like that, just like triggering a lot of that, because you're like, I don't want to repeat past cycles, things like that. So this person is going to offer you an abundance of love. They're going to really, really love you with the Ace of Cups. They're going to have a lot of love for you. And it's going to be the Ten of Pentacles. That means stable, solid. This person's very loyal. They're going to want to spend the rest of their life with you. They're going to want to commit to you, have a family with you. Or if not have a family, then perhaps maybe they already have a family and you guys would like blend, like have like a blended family, or like you guys would come together. Because I do see like a big family. And if it's not a family, then a lot of animals, a lot of cats, maybe with all this freaking lion energy, and cat. And, but in either case, if even that's not it's like you guys are going to have like a home together. You're going to live together. You're going to settle down together and commit to each other, you know? long term, like even get married. Um, and I do see like it's going to be very luxurious, like very luxurious, comfortable living, very successful. This person could be, they could have like their own empire, their own business, or just be really successful in their career, but just a very loving person. And I feel like this will be definitely a blessing that's going to kind of like come out of the sky, and you're going to be like sleeping, like not even noticing. Like this cat is just like sleeping, and but the cup is like in it, like on it. Like the love is literally pouring on top of it, but it's like not recognizing it. It's like sleeping. So maybe you're going to be sleeping, and not recognizing this divine counterpart of yours that's about to show up in your life. So I guess advice for you is like, you know, like don't be too defensive, I guess, when somebody comes in. This is going to be a brand new beginning, a brand new cycle for you, something that is not from the past. Like I do feel like you're breaking a cycle here. Like you're ending a major a way of being, a major way of relating to love, a major way of like how you do relationships. I feel like it's coming to an end. And because like I feel like the people that you have been with have been like maybe unhealthy relationships or one-sided or just not the ultimate, right? Like they obviously didn't work out, so it's like, okay, well, that's not my person. And so they always seemed like in some way, right? Either you were annoyed by them, or you were constantly getting triggered, or they were you were triggering them, or there were constantly arguments, or just some shady sneaky behavior behind the scenes, or they weren't seeing you for who you are. You felt misunderstood, unheard. They were emotionally unavailable. There's always something, and you're like, really, like, this sucks. And then it's like your divine counterpart comes into the picture, and it's not like that with them. It's like, wow, this person is like offering commitment, and they're actually stable and loyal and successful and not like living on the streets. I don't know why I said that. Like they have a job, a good job. They're passionate, they're sexy, we have a lot of chemistry. They're adventurous, they're spontaneous, and they also have so much love to give. They're a very loving, nurturing, caring person. It's like, what else can you want? They're the whole package. And then you look back on your past relationships and you're like, oh my God, like there was nothing really wrong with me. It was just, we just didn't mesh well. Like those people just, I was incompatible with them. And that's why all of that drama came up. And I always just thought that these people, or that like, I always thought that like I wasn't meant for love, or like love will never find me because there's something wrong with me. But it's really, there's just always something wrong with the relationships. They weren't your divine counterpart. They weren't your soulmate. But when your soulmate comes into the picture, I feel like it's just kind of going to align. It's going to feel right. It's going to feel good. It's going to be a brand new beginning. Um, and it's just gonna, there's so much passion here. Like there's so much love, there's so much passion. And yeah, so that's kind of your next partner um that's coming in. And if it's not, I don't know, I'm kind of feeling it is like, it might not be your next person, like maybe you'll date before this person, but I just, again, I don't feel like it's what you're wanting or what you're waiting for, because I do see that like you're getting a lot of attention, and so you might give it a try, or just have some fun or whatever. And but like they are coming. Like your divine counterpart is like the next major biggest thing for you in your love life. And I feel like you might be waiting for a while. Like I don't know exactly which winter. Obviously you have winter, so it could happen around the winter time. So I don't know, like this winter, next winter, in 3 years with the Three of Wands, you know, that's up to you. And when you're ready, like when are you ready? When are you like done with this pain that you're healing from? This self love journey. When are you wanting to be in a relationship? Maybe you're the type of person, not even type. Maybe you're just at that point in your journey where you're like, yes, I'm ready for my soulmate. Bring it on. Or maybe you're somewhere else where you're like, I kind of still feel like I want to focus on this. I want to do this. I want to have more stability in my life. Like, I'm not quite ready yet, but I will be in 2 years. I don't know. So you have to check in with yourself. But I feel like that's your next big relationship. Like, I kind of don't feel like you're going to be in a relationship, like a serious relationship with anyone unless it's your divine counterpart soulmate, and that's the next person. And then, like I said, you might kind of date around or that. There's so much lion energy here. Leo. Um, that's the sun, you know? I feel like it's just like being in your radiance, being in your highest vibration in your light. Like that's your advice really with all this Leo energy coming through. It's to be the sun, to shine bright, to be your true authentic self, to heal, to focus on your health, to focus on bettering your physical health as well, you know, eating healthier, getting a lot of sunshine, also, you know, sun. So going outside and enjoying the warm weather, enjoying the sun, being in nature, connecting with nature, and just warmth, right? So maybe like um, being more warm, loving, and compassionate towards yourself as well, instead of like cold and harsh and judgmental towards yourself, maybe towards life as well, right? It's just kind of like softening up a little bit. Maybe you did get hardened from this past BS that you've been through, and it's just sort of like opening your heart a little bit, even just to life and to yourself. And your soul, being true to your soul, right? Sun meaning soul. I don't know. It just, to me, it just feels like aligning with your soul's mission, your soul's path, your life purpose. Like it's a very spiritual energy too, because you're attracting this spiritual connection. So I feel like in order to have this shown spiritual connection with someone, you're obviously gonna have to align with that. And you know, you're probably on the spiritual path, the spiritual journey. You're probably a spiritual person, and you do want to live very authentically and follow your heart and your soul and your passion. There's so much passion here. It's like I don't think you're the type of person who's very logical and who's like, you know, tries to follow the crowd or the norm or like just something that makes sense. I feel like you're the type of person who's willing to break the mold and kind of go with the flow and go with what you feel is right for you, very intuitive. And so just continue doing that. Continue doing that, and you will definitely find your be connected with your divine counterpart. But let's read your card. So leadership, forefront. You have the opportunity to take the lead. It may be in work, personal, or family situations. You have the wisdom and knowledge to do what is best at this time. No more playing it safe and blending in with the pack. Shine your light and speak your truth. Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I was saying. Yes, 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 yes. Don't blend in. You're not meant to blend in with people. You're not you're freaking six of wands. Like you're on top of the world. You're being seen by a lot of people. You need to be in your light, be in the limelight, get out of your comfort zone, get out of your comfort zone. So somehow it has to do with your love life, getting out there, being seen. Maybe this is like in your career, you know, stepping it up, getting to the next level, maybe a leadership sort of position, or maybe even entrepreneurship. Or just being in that energy, even if for work you don't do that or that's not your role, it's just still in life. Like make that be you. Like, you know, not for the sake of like being different, but for the sake of being authentic. And usually when you're authentic, you stand out, you know, you don't follow what everybody else is. So like thinking for yourself, all of that. So that's kind of like your advice. I feel with regards to your love life, this is taking ownership of you and how you want to live your life and following your dreams and your goals and being strong and empowered and loving yourself. Um, and I feel like that will just get you on the path to meeting your person. So just keep doing your thing. So that is your reading pile one for what is going on in your love life. I really hope that you enjoyed that. And if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm sending you so much love. I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hi, pile two. Welcome to your reading. So today we're getting some messages about what is going on in your love life. So what do you need to know, really? What do you need to know about your love life? It's going to be a pretty general reading, and then we'll see like what comes through specifically. So let's get into your reading. So we have, there's no failure, only growth and learning. You can generate happiness from within. We have, you don't need anyone's permission to be yourself. Love yourself because when all else fails, you is all you got. I'll get one final card. What does spirit students know about their love life? Final card. What does spirit students know about them? Find meaning in all of your experiences. And then at the bottom, we have stop playing small in order to make people feel comfortable. Okay, so what is group tyranny coming out about their love life? Mhm. So we have the moon, the knight of swords, the two of wands. What does group tyranny know about their love life? What's going on in their love life? So we have the chariot and then the ten of pentacles. Mhm. Six of swords at the bottom. Okay. So what's going on in your love life is I feel like you need to gain some sort of a new perspective on a situation. Well, this is like a little slow message. I feel like you need to gain a new perspective on a situation that you went through with a past person, like a past relationship, romantic partner connection, and maybe like you invested a lot of your energy into this connection and you thought that like it was the one, or like you thought more of it than it actually was, and then it ended up not being anything. And maybe you look at that as like failure, and that like you made a mistake or something, or it was an accident, or you fucked up because you're like, well, I totally thought that this was I thought my intuition was saying yes, and then it actually isn't. So what the hell? Like, do I even know my own intuition? Like, do I even know my heart? Like, and then like beating yourself up over it. I feel like you need to regain a new perspective on that, and to try to see that there is no failure, there are no accidents in life, there are no mistakes. Everything that you experience is because your soul needs to experience it. And when your intuition tells you to pursue a person, it's not necessarily saying that, yes, pursue this person because they're your ultimate lifelong partner, soulmate. It's saying, yes, pursue this person. Your intuition saying yes, even though it's not going to work out, you know, your intuition still needs you to pursue this person because there's something that they need to teach you. There's a lesson that you need to learn from this person or this connection. And there's some sort of evolution that your soul has to undergo from this connection. So I think that's a perspective that you need to have on just overall on all of your relationships, but especially like your past ones that maybe like you were disheartened by and disillusioned by, instead of viewing it as like um, a failure, and like a wasted time. It's not, and and again, your intuition wasn't telling you to pursue because like your intuition was correct is what I'm trying to say. Your intuition was correct in telling you that yes, pursue. And maybe you interpreted your intuition as saying, oh, it's saying yes, pursue because they're the one, but really your intuition was just saying yes, pursue. Your ego mind interpreted as like, okay, well, it's because they're my soulmate. And in a way they were, but like they're not your ultimate soulmate. So it's just kind of like reframing that whole situation and seeing that you needed to experience this with this person or multiple people in order to get to where you are now. And maybe where you are now is you're a lot more empowered. I feel what's going on in your love life, it seems to me that you're crossing the threshold. Like you're going from a place of like, well, maybe you haven't done it yet, but you're in the process of like you're transitioning out of playing small and trying to maybe even settling in relationships, or maybe you're not feeling 100% confident in yourself with regards to like even like your love life, but just like yourself with regards to romantic partners. Maybe you don't have like the most confidence, and maybe there are some insecurities that you're dealing with, or trauma, like some past trauma, and you're kind of in this phase of like, all right, I'm not going to play small anymore. I'm not going to rely on other people for happiness, or try to find a partner for happiness. I guess this is what you need to know. It's like, don't try to find a partner to fill that void, to fill your inner, emptiness. It's to love yourself and to really focus on self-love. And I feel like that's kind of like the path that you're entering into. It's no longer relying on your partners to fill you up, and it's really finding that happiness within. And But like with the Two of Wands coming out and the Moon, I do feel like it is triggering a lot of deeper feelings and emotions for you. Some deeper pain and fears, and it could be like trauma, like those deep rooted patterns that you have, and it's like really triggering that within you overall. And like this doesn't have to be a recent connection. This could just be a pattern in your life to where you haven't maybe had success in love, or I mean, I guess you could even be in a relationship and still maybe you struggle with this. Maybe you're still relying on your partner to meet your needs, which of course, like there's certain needs they have to meet, but like, first and foremost, you have to love yourself. And if your connection with yourself isn't solid, then there's always going to be conflict in your relationships. So with this moon coming out, you are very, it's like, oh my God, yeah, like your intuition is very on point and you are very intuitive. And what I was saying about the failure and like that your intuition was telling you to do those things, even if they ended up hurting you, it was still right for you. It was still part of your path. And the moon is literally right under. So it's just like confirming that your intuition was always correct and you can always trust your intuition. We tend to like not trust our intuition because we're like, well, I trusted my intuition with this, person, and they ended up, being toxic or they ended up hurting me. And it's like, obviously my intuition wasn't right. I should never have pursued. But it doesn't mean that just because it didn't work out and they hurt you, that you didn't need to experience that, right? So that's kind of just like what it is. And so this might keep you a little bit more hesitant to pursue certain relationships, and it's just kind of saying to take action and to don't stay stuck and stagnate in your fears, I guess, in your fears, and to move forward. Because we do have the Two of Wands here, which is like that more like stagnate energy and not really moving, but like thinking about how to move forward. This is why I was feeling like you're kind of in this phase in your like journey, I guess, in life and in love, where you're coming out from living in fear and letting your insecurities sort of guide the way, and like not believing in yourself and not loving yourself, and maybe your self-confidence has been tampered with, and maybe you got rejected or there was some sort of betrayal or some sort of toxic partner that you had in the past that really like screwed with you. So you're trying to rebuild, and just know that like maybe you're discovering that like you don't that you just want to be yourself. Honestly, I just feel like you're just on this journey where like I just want to be true to myself. I want to show who I truly am and I want to move forward with my life from that place of authenticity. And you're also learning that you can generate happiness from within, so that like you don't need another person to do that for you. And so there is like a lot of healing here and processing, and also just like moving away, like with the Six of Swords being at the bottom. This is about moving away from that conflict, like the right before this is the Five of Swords, which is all about drama, conflict, toxicity, selfishness. No one wins, it's just a painful ending. So you're walking away from that and moving towards healing, towards happier, calmer waters, towards more peace, and you are guided by your intuition, you're guided by the divine, you're going towards your own happiness with the Nine of Cups, your own personal fulfillment and happiness. So that's kind of the journey that you're on, and I think need to be on. And so if you do feel some stagnancy in your love life, or maybe you're not even interested in love right now, it's for a reason. And that's also your intuition telling you that right now, perhaps you do need to be focusing on yourself and like being more in this like stagnant phase. Um, but I also see a lot of movement as well and a lot of abundance here in your future. So there's a lot of spiritual lessons that you're learning right now. Like find meaning in all of your experiences. I do feel like there are meaningful, like there are things in your surroundings, or like there will be, that maybe you're like not viewing as a blessing and not viewing as meaningful, or even in your past, like even like these people in your past who have like hurt you or it didn't work out with them. I feel like again you could be having this negative perspective that, oh, it was a waste of time, like that was a mistake, like I should have never done that, even if it was really toxic. And that's hard to say, right? It's hard to look at that experience and be like, damn, like, really? That was a blessing? And it's not like necessarily was a blessing, but there's definitely meaning. Like, there's definitely meaning in that experience, however traumatic it was, because it taught you to love yourself. Because love yourself, because when all else fails, you is all you got. Maybe this is the lesson that you're learning. It's like when those relationships fail and they don't work out, you come to the realization that you are the only person that you can rely on. You're the only person that will always love yourself. Like, even if no one else loves you, you always have your own self-love. You always have yourself to love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, then you truly are screwed, because then who else is going to love you? Of course there could be people in your life that love you, and there are people in your life that love you. But when, let's say, those, you're falling out with those people, or they end, then you're back to empty. So it's really to build yourself up and to build that connection with yourself, to really, really start to treasure yourself, view yourself as sacred, love your own company, and spend quality time with yourself. Really build that connection, and be ready whenever things fall apart in your physical life and your external environment. It's gonna suck and it's gonna hurt, but you're still gonna feel whole. There's still gonna be a sense of wholeness, because you have this love for yourself, this divine unconditional love for yourself, and also you have love from the universe. Like, you are connected spiritually, and you will always have that. That will never, ever, ever, ever in your life go away. And so perhaps that's like part of the lesson that you're realizing on this journey. However, I do see some sort of activity here in your love life, like with this Knight of Swords, somebody coming in who's very good with their words. I mean, this person, usually the Knight of Swords gives me like questionable vibes, because it's like especially in the Rider Waite tarot, the dude looks so angry and aggressive and coming in like so, like this is about to be bad, type of situation. But in this deck, this little guy looks so loving, coming in on his flying horse, sparkling. So he looks like a good person. So whether it's a he or she, I do feel like there's somebody who is coming into your life who could be a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. It doesn't have to be, though, but I feel like this person is very good with their words, very smart, intelligent, intellectual, communicative, quick-witted, very smooth, and open, like open to talking about things. Like, this person likes to have conversations, like they like to talk, and they're very expressive with their words. And and then we also have the Chariot coming in, so this is Cancer energy. So this person is very nurturing, so they're very communicative, very nurturing and loving. And I feel like they want to, yeah, they want to like pursue you. Like, there's somebody that's pursuing you. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles is kind of where we end up. So this person that's pursuing you could be kind of like a lone wolf. Or maybe you are. This girl's just like sitting there with her wolf and then little deer. But she's got all her pentacles. And usually Ten of Pentacles is about like being in a relationship, being married, having a family, like living with someone. And she's alone here with the castle in the background. So it's like she does have her home. She has a freaking castle. And she's out in the woods with her wolf and the animals. So maybe like you're going to be in a relationship where you have a lot of freedom, or like this person, if like I do feel like it's going to turn to a relationship with the Ten of Pentacles. This could be a very long-term relationship. This could be somebody that you settle down with. And I do feel like you're going to have your freedom, though, because, like, I don't know, she just has her space. She's like, with this wolf here, I just do get that like lone wolf vibe, where like you really like your independence, you like to be alone. Yeah, because I feel like you are on this self-love journey, and like you definitely are realizing that like it's up to you to make yourself happy. Like, you can generate it from within. You don't need happiness from outside. You can literally have it from the relationship you have with yourself, from the perspective that you have, from how you choose to view things, and relate to life. So you're definitely like learning all those beautiful lessons, and you're really becoming strong, and you're you have a strong desire for like independence, I feel. So you're going to get that like in this relationship. I feel like this person's going to understand that about you. I do feel like you're very understanding, and like you guys have really good communication between the two of you with the Knight of Swords. Like you guys definitely like talk about things. Maybe you guys really do talk about like the deeper issues and the deeper things that you feel. It's not just surface level conversations, but deep, with the moon, and then also with the chariot, this being Cancer energy. It's like those things that live below the surface, you guys like bring to the surface and talk about it. Um, and it's like a healthy relationship. It's not dysfunctional. Like you're walking away from dysfunctional relationships and it's like more healthy. But there is a dependent energy here. So I do feel like there is something about your independence, and maybe that is like you guys live at a distance from each other because we have the chariot, we have the Nine of Swords, just like travel, Two of Wands distance. So maybe there is some sort of distance between you guys where you can't see each other all the time, and so that's actually perfect for you because you really like to be alone, or like you like to have your space or do your own thing, or like I don't know, maybe you don't like living with people, or maybe you don't want to like live with this person right away. Maybe you need a little bit more time because you're like a slower moving person when it comes to relationships. Maybe this person's just like really quick and impulsive and like really wants to like travel to you. um and like you guys might make a lot of plans to like travel together or travel to each other, or like even to see each other, but like at the end of the day you have your own solitude, your space. It's not to say like you can't live with this person, but I don't know, I just feel like, and also with like that wolf there, I just feel like you really are authentic, like you're really unique, or maybe like this person is unique, and that they're really, you guys are really going to appreciate that about each other. Like you guys both are okay on your own. Like you're not dependent on each other. There's no codependency. Like I said, it seems like a healthy relationship. But it all is based on like obviously the perspective that you choose to have. And I do feel like you're being called to look at things from a new perspective, reframe a few things from your past if you do, see them as negative or failures, and to really do focus on that connection with yourself, because I feel like when this person comes into your life, you're going, that's what's going to make it like healthy and functional, is that you have done this like self love work where you're kind of like, I don't really need anyone, it's just a bonus. And that's not to say that intimacy isn't important, and like it's, I know we have basic human needs of love and belonging and all of that, yes, 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 but you need to establish that connection with yourself first. Like that's so important. Which is I think what you're focusing on and what you're doing right now. And you're just not about to play small anymore, you know? And yeah, validate yourself before you seek it from others. Like I think that's what you're doing. I think you're really trying to acknowledge yourself, recognize yourself, be proud of yourself. Like if there's no one to tell you that you're amazing and that everything that you've done in your life is just so like to be so, you're so proud of yourself, like or even just for someone to tell you how proud they are of you for everything that you've done in your life, or to recognize you, or to tell you how beautiful you are, it's like it's okay. Like don't wait for someone else to do it. Do it for yourself. Really sit there and contemplate and look back on your life and see all the growth that you've been through. See everything that you've accomplished, and all the growth, just everything that you have been through in your life, all of the wisdom that you've gained, all of the transformations that you've gone through, all of the healing, all of the pain, have compassion for yourself and really just be proud of yourself and say, wow, good job. Like, look at where you are. I know you're not where you want to be yet, but I still love you and I'm here for you all the time. It's like your higher self speaking to your human self. Like, I'm always here for you. I love you. I'm never going to go anywhere. I'm never going to abandon you. you're validating yourself. Like if you share some good news with a friend of yours and they're not that excited for you, it's okay. It's like, I mean, it's like, that's a shitty friend, but it's not about that. It's like, you know what? It's okay that you weren't as happy for me as I am for myself, because this isn't about you validating me. This isn't about you cheering me on. This is about me cheering me on. This is about me being so fucking proud of what I've gone through and where I am now, because I'm the only one that knows my journey. I'm the only one that knows what I've truly been through. You weren't in my body. You were in my mind. You didn't go through the pain. So how can I expect you to give me the same level of excitement and passion for my success that I know deep down inside I deserve, that like I can give myself? You're the only person that can give that to yourself, you know? That's kind of what I think of when I think of like validating yourself. And then look, change your perspective and everything on the outside will shift. So there's something here about changing your perspective on this stuff that we talked about, and knowing that your intuition was guiding you this whole time. You can trust yourself, you can trust your intuition, even if you think it led you astray or like it led you off the path, it still was part of what you needed to experience to get to this level of like loving yourself. So that is your message for like just what's going on. What's going on? I love what's going on with you. And let's get a final message from the universe. Like, what final advice do you have for group 2, or like a final message that you want them to know about what is going on in their love life or regard in their love life? What final message do you have for group 2? What do you want them to know? Letting go. And look, I did see that here under intuition. Listen to your intuition, accept it and let it go. I didn't mention it, but thought about it. Letting go, resistance. This cycle has ended and it's time to let go to experience new growth. It is vital to have closure and gratitude for the situation, to make room for new things to enter. Go within to find what is holding you back. Change is necessary in this situation. This is what I was getting. It's like I feel like you're in this phase of like from one, like getting out of one cycle that perhaps was painful or was not serving you, and you're really like in that phase, kind of limbo phase, where like you're not there yet. You're not in that next level yet, and you're still not out of this one yet. It's like, or like you're no longer in this one, but you're not out all the way, and you're not in this all the way. Like you're literally in that, like in the middle phase, like the decision, like the fork in the road, you know? That's kind of like the place that you're at, and it's time to let go. Like it's time to let go of whatever situation this is or cycle it is that you're experiencing. This thing that you thought was it, and it's not, and it's like it failed or whatever. Like it's time to let that go and move on from it, so that you can expand, And again, look, it's vital to have closure and gratitude for the situation. Like, even though it was bad or whatever it was, like, have gratitude for it. In a way, it was a blessing for you. And now it's time to leave behind, move on, let go, move forward, so that new positive things can enter. And there change does need to happen. So like you do need to make a choice, and you do need to move forward towards your dreams with the 2 of Wands. You need to make a choice to let this thing go, let this person go, situation, whatever that is for you, and to follow your true self, like be authentic to you and follow your intuition, and dream big too with the 2 of Wands. Like like whatever it is that you can imagine for yourself, you can have whatever life it is that you want, whatever like ultimate desire. You want to have this amount of money, you want to work for yourself, you want to travel the world, you want to have the perfect soulmate, perfect for you want to look a certain way, you want to be a certain way, you want to be confident, radiant, whatever. If you can imagine it, you can freaking have it. You can manifest it. And I feel like that's kind of the energy you need to be in. It's let go of this small me, let go of this victim mindset, let go of like trying to play small and fit in with everybody because you're afraid of standing out. You're afraid of being different. You're afraid of going after your dreams, being unconventional, untraditional, whatever it is for you. Be weird. I don't know. Just embrace who you are. Let go of who you are not. That creates resistance, hanging on to that person. And to pursue your dreams, like pursue your dreams, how whatever that means for you. You know, maybe it's becoming a certain person, having a certain something, creating a certain type of lifestyle, you know, meeting your counterpart, something like that, like whatever it is for you. Um, yeah, and then look, we have betrayal at the bottom. So you definitely might have experienced some sort of betrayal in the past that has really perhaps screwed with your confidence and really has triggered some deep fears inside of you and like moving forward, but you're being called to move forward towards your ultimate success and happiness and to embrace your independence and your strength. And like I said, with like this Knight of Swords, this chariot, like somebody is coming in towards you. Um, just a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. And I do feel like it's going to turn into something solid and stable and healthy and functional, and it's going to be like mutual, you know, between you guys. Okay, so that is what I have for you, pile number two, for what is going on. What do you need to know about your love life? I really hope that that resonated and it was helpful. If it was, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm sending you so much love. I wish you the best on your journey, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. So today we're doing a reading on what is going on in your love life, or like what do you need to know about your love life. So I'm keeping the question pretty general, and we'll see like what messages want to come through for you. Um, yeah, I'm feeling heavily like you're going through some pain. You're going through a lot of pain, or you were going through some pain. Because we have you have to go through this darkness to get to the light. Don't be afraid. Then we have this is exactly where you need to be, no more, no less. And then we have 777, which is all about truth seeking, healing, spirituality, intuition, introspection, observation, just kind of going within basically and like slow movement forward. There's a lot of inner work, shadow work, solitude, drawing deep, you know, healing. Yeah, follow your heart and be open to love no matter how much you've been hurt in the past. And then you are not alone. I am always with you. And then look at the bottom, you have I will never abandon you. And remember, these are messages from the universe. Like that's why I created this deck. I was like, okay, we need direct messages from God. Um, and so I'm just feeling like you're going through a tough time right now. Or you were going through a tough time. Like take that how it resonates, but there's something really heavy here. And like it's like my heart hurts for you because I feel like you are going through this darkness and you're almost wondering like why am I here? Why am I going through this? I feel so disconnected by the universe from the universe. I feel so abandoned, right? That's like a big thing you might be feeling is like I feel so alone and like why am I on this path? Why do I have to go through all this pain and suffering? Like what did I do to deserve this? You know, maybe you're getting into that like blame energy or victim mentality where you know you think like the universe is out to get you, life is out to get you, you're cursed, like nothing ever works out for you, whatever. And it's just like it sucks, you know, it sucks to be in this darkness and this pain and not being able to get what you want in love, you know, just disappointment after disappointment after disappointment, trauma, hurt, betrayal, things not working out, things not being reciprocated, the person not feeling the same way about you, not expressing how they feel, just being lost. And you know, the universe is telling you that you have to go through this dark. The universe is here with you, first of all, is what I want to tell you, is literally telling you, you are not alone. I am always with you. The universe has not abandoned you. The universe will never abandon you. It's incapable of abandoning you. It is you. You guys are one. You know, it is within you. And so I feel like there's just a lot of healing going on for you right now, a lot of internal energy, and just really trying to survive. And you might want to close off because you have been so hurt. But the universe is saying, just please don't. Like, follow your heart and be open to love, no matter how much you've been hurt in the past. So, no matter how much pain that you have experienced or you are experiencing, it's saying that that's not how life is going to be. It's not always going to be this painful. Your relationships are always going to be like this. You know, they're not always going to hurt you and leave you feeling like this. This is part of your journey to healing, perhaps to connecting with the universe, because it is in these moments when we feel so alone, and especially through romantic relationships and pain and heartbreak, right? Heartbreak that we experience through all sorts of relationships, but I have noticed that it's mainly within romance that it comes out the most, it hurts the most. And I feel like um it is exactly those relationships, like, so in those moments when you're like going through that pain, and you're really like at rock bottom, and it's you really feel alone. You really do feel like, you don't even want to live sometimes. Like, that's heartbreak. It just hurts so bad. And or even just betrayal, disappointment, disillusionment. I feel like that's that, and death. Like, the death of someone is like the worst pain to experience in life. And so yeah, I just feel like what you need to hear right now in this moment of like darkness is that you are exactly where you need to be. Like, this is what you need to go through right now. And if this is not exactly what you're going through now, but you have gone through this like in the past 6 months, let's say, like in the recent past, and you don't understand it, you don't understand why you're like, and maybe you still feel kind of like abandoned and neglected by the universe, by life, like you're not getting what you want. It's just saying like this is exactly where you need to be. Your soul needs to be here. And it's like you need to go through this darkness to get to the light. You need to go through that deep inner stuff in order to get to the outer. Like, the shift, the transformation happens within, so that your external environment that can then reflect that back to you. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward, right? So this in a way is kind of like a risk, for you to be in this darkness. It's very risky, it's very scary, it's painful, it's stuff you don't want to see. But if you don't go deep down, then you don't get to the highest either. You just kind of live like a neutral, mediocre life. Like, sure, I'll avoid my fears and my deeper emotions, but I'll also won't ever be truly happy. I'll just be mediocre happy. So you could live in neutral. But I feel like with this, it's kind of like, no, it's taking you deep to the darkness so that you can transform and you can really learn to love yourself. And just don't be afraid of it. I know it like must suck right now to be in this place, but everything is divine and it is part of the divine plan. And this is where you need to be. And the universe is 1000% guiding you and supporting you on this journey. Even if it sucks and it hurts and it seems like nothing is working out right now, things are stagnant, things aren't happening. This is exactly where you need to be. No more, no less. Accept that. Surrender to that. And really take on this challenge of this deep introspection and spending time alone and evaluating everything, evaluating your life, where you've been, what you've gone through, processing those feelings and emotions. Learning about your attachment style, learning about your psychological wounding, your patterns, your programming, your belief systems, all of it. Doing that kind of stuff. Okay, so what else do you want to tell pile three about their love life? What does pile three need to know about their love life right now? This guy keeps making its way, making its rounds. We have the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Swords, yeah, and then one guy flipped over. The Three of Pentacles. What else does pile three do about their love life? The World. Okay. This is beautiful. Oh my god, the Empress at the bottom. Oh, you are coming out on top. For sure. For sure. So we have the Ten of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, the Star, end the world. And then we have the Empress of the bottom. So we have three major arcanas ending off your reading here, which is all beautiful, the most beautiful cards. Um, we have the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Three of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Swords. So I definitely do see this anxiety here with the Nine of Swords. I see you are overthinking something obsessively, thinking about or fixated on something, can't get it out of your head. Maybe you're having trouble sleeping because you're worried about something. I see you dealing with a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry. Yeah, like just waking up in the middle of the night or not being able to sleep well or falling asleep is hard for you or just thoughts are haunting you. You know, these anxious thoughts are haunting you and they could be self-doubt, it could be your own insecurities, it could be about another person, about the past, it could be about the future, like whatever it is for you. There's just this being stuck in your head, you know, and not seeing clearly, not seeing the truth, not seeing things for what it is. And it's really clouding your intuition, it's clouding your path, it's clouding your confidence, like it's all of it. Um, but I do see that like there is some sort of healing, like with the star here, there's definitely some sort of healing. And then there's like a cycle, like a whole new cycle where you have your manifestation with the Empress. And I kind of see like you being in like this very strong, independent energy, just really being like being in your highest vibration, you know, with the star. It's like being aligned with the your true authentic self, like your life purpose, like where you're meant to be, and feeling good about it, you know, feeling good emotionally because you have done so much healing that you're now able to balance out those emotions. And then you reach like the final stage, you reach success, the world, you're on top of the world. You have literally this world planet growing out of this lotus flower, and then you're on top of it, just blooming and thriving and transformed. So beautiful. And so I feel like this is you, this is your journey, this is your journey in love. And a lot of like our journey in love, romance, is really a journey of self-love, you know. It's so connected. It's so connected because all of these romantic partnerships always trigger our own inherent um feelings of unworthiness and not being good enough, and our fears of loneliness and rejection and betrayal. And they bring up all of these wounds from the past, from childhood, from how our parents weren't there for us. That's what romantic relationships do to us, you know, they're healing. Um, then they do take us out of path of self-love. How many times have you heard of someone, so many people, myself included, you know, you go through a major ending, you go through a heartbreak, what's almost the next thing they do? Healing self-love journey. You know, if you're conscious, you know, if you're not, then you go down the path of drinking and having sex with a whole bunch of people or whatever. But you know, a lot of people, especially in this community, you know, if you're on the spiritual path, that's kind of what happens. You go through a betrayal or something that really fucks with you, and you embark on a journey of self-love and personal growth and connecting with your higher self, connecting spirit, getting more spiritual, right? Because you do feel so alone and hurt and abandoned. And what else do you have left at that point when you're at rock bottom than yourself and the universe? Um, so anyway, I feel like you're definitely like aligning your energy and you're really working hard. Like you're really successful at it. You're really working hard on expanding and growing and developing as a person. And then you're blooming into this beautiful flower. And you're becoming the Empress. You're becoming the freaking Empress. Now, you don't have to be a woman to be the Empress, but the Empress is just this divine feminine energy, very abundant, very fruitful and magnetic and attractive, very intuitive, successful, independent, strong, empowered. She is this is the card of self-love. She has an abundance of love for herself and appreciation for herself. She knows her worth. She knows her value. She doesn't settle. She's the freaking Empress. The only person she would be with is the Emperor, you know, her divine counterpart, the king of all of the kings. She's the queen of all of the queens. So she embodies the energy of all of the queens, you know. So she's everything. She's literally everything. And this is manifestation. This is three-dimensional. Like, this isn't just in the energy world of like, um, this isn't just energy. This is Taurus energy. This is physical, like actual, your manifestations taking form. This is you being physically abundant. That means like having money, having, nice home, having all your physical needs met, and being in a relationship with your divine. This is like the dream partner energy. You're the ideal partner. So I feel like what you are growing into on your journey in love is into the ideal partner. And by becoming the ideal partner, you're obviously going to be attracting the ideal partner, right? If you're at that high vibration and that level of like, I'm a good partner, I'm a good whatever, like your wife or husband material, basically is what I'm trying to say. Even if you don't want to get married, it's just like, you have everything. You have everything. You're smart, you're intelligent, you're funny, you're sexy, you're passionate, you're fiery, you take care of your body, you're very loving, caring, kind, nurturing, you're very communicative and expressive, and whatever else I missed, just all of it. You're becoming that, and by becoming that, you also attract that. So this is beautiful, and I do feel like you're attracting some sort of a long-term partner. Like, this has been coming out for all of the piles, and that's what's going on here. So I feel like all of this is paying off. Like, yeah, the journey might not be easy, and I know people hate hearing this, like, oh, you have to heal, you have to heal. But if you have any resistance around that idea that you have to heal, and maybe perhaps you're not ready for this divine counterpart because there is a lot of resistance that you have in your own energy field. And if you don't like to hear that, then that in itself is a red flag that you need to heal, you know? Like, if you take that as an attack from the universe and you start blaming the universe and saying that, oh, what is this divine timing? How many times, my whole, like, a playing victim, basically, that the universe is out to get you and then nothing ever works out for you. Well, that's exactly not the energy you need to be in to have your divine counterpart. That's maybe why you don't have your divine counterpart, is because you're complaining instead of appreciating where you are, and really, instead of just being annoyed by people telling you that you need to heal, maybe taking the advice and actually being like, okay, well, let me actually heal. Let me heal the mindset. Healing is not like just sleeping all day and just isolating yourself from others. Healing is upgrading your mindset, your energy, your vibration. It's looking at life through a different lens, through a more spiritual, accepting lens, being more surrendered, flowing with life, accepting things, having patience, trusting that everything is meant for you, everything is divine, and it's also knowing that you can manifest whatever the hell it is that you want to manifest. So, like, if you don't have a nice situation in your life, that's because you're not in the right energy, like, we are literally creators, we're manifestors. You can do whatever it is that you want to do, and you don't have to just wait on standby until the universe is ready to grant you your wishes. Like, make it happen. Obviously you're co-creating, so the universe does assist, and I feel like makes the final goal of how and all of it. But you have so much power. You have so much power. And the only way to create what it is that you want is to align your energy. And you think your energy is aligned, you think you're good, but when you're resisting the message that you need to heal, that's not your energy being aligned. That's you being like, I don't want to. I'm ready for my cutter. Why can't I just have them? Why can't I just be there already? Um, because you're obviously not ready if you're not accepting that, like, that whole idea. Um, yeah. Sorry if I'm coming off like really just like yelling at you. I really don't mean to. It does come from love, and it just comes from like, I just feel like this is a heavy pile. Like you choosing this deck, messages from the universe. I almost feel like you're ready for this. Like, you're ready for these harsh truths and hard truths from the universe, because that's kind of what's happening here. So universe telling you this, that like, this is what's up, like, this is what you need to hear, and you're ready to hear it because you chose this pile, and this pile is not a little Mickey Mouse operation. This is real. um and when you do think that, I have abandoned you, says the universe, when you do think that I have abandoned you and you're crying and you're saying you're all alone, and I'm over here waving my hand, sending you, gifts and blessings left and right, you're not noticing. Like, that's like, what can I do? Like that, like, you have to wake up to that. Like, you have to recognize that there are so many blessings, and the universe is really trying to help you. And when you're at rock bottom, it's not the universe putting you in rock bottom and punishing you because you deserve it. It's because this is part of a consequence of the choice that you made, where it's part of your karma, or it's part of your soul's path, like your soul contract with a person that, you sign up. It's basically, you're not a victim. Like, everything that you're going through is something that you sign up for on a soul level. Everything you're choosing as a soul. And the universe is simply just reminding you of your contract. I feel like the universe, being you, but like, you're in this human body, so you're kind of like not as aware of the highest truth. The universe, I guess you can say, which is really just everything, is not in this human form, so it has access to this higher divine knowledge and wisdom and your past and what you agreed to and what you sign up for and all of that. And so it's kind of just like guiding you to your destiny, guiding you on your path. And it's up to you to listen to those signs, to recognize the signs, to take the things that happen to you as blessings or as something to learn from. Um, and you know what? Definitely the universe communicates to you through your intuition, and that's how it's trying to like lead you and guide you in like so many other ways. But I just feel like the universe is like guiding you on your path, and this is part of your path, and it's up to you to choose to accept that. You can resist, and you can ignore, deny, or you can accept it. You can remain shut down because of what you've been through and close off your heart and not be open to love because you've been hurt. Or you can heal and you can open up again and have this beautiful love. But I feel like you are, like, honestly, like, um, I feel like you're definitely doing a lot of healing, and you're definitely doing the work. And I guess that earlier rant or whatever that was, it came from, I just I just felt like that's like the energy I was picking up on when you are in this darkness. Like, when you are at that rock bottom thinking that like nothing is going your way and the universe is like not at all helping you, and it's maybe you even question the existence of God, or that we are spiritual beings, one with everything, because you're like, what, like, not how, like, you'd start doubting, your faith, right? You start doubting your faith. And so I feel like this that was like in those moments when you really truly are going through that deep darkness, is how you probably feel in those moments. I don't think you feel like that on a regular basis, only when you're really in those most painful moments. And so that message is for those moments. Otherwise, I do see that you are healing, doing a lot of beautiful work and transformation, and you're expanding, you're growing, and you are connecting. The Three of Pentacles a lot of times reminds me of like, you have your human self, you have your higher self, and then you have the universe. And it's like your human self receives guidance from your higher self, which would be like your intuition, and your higher self receives guidance from the universe. Of course, it's all connected, it's all one, but that's kind of like the Three of Pentacles for me. So I feel like you are in collaboration with the universe. And you can always rely on it for help, and just trust that it's there for you. And yeah, so let me just, I didn't really do this for the other piles because I don't know why. I guess we already had messages come through about like what's going on in love. But is there anything that you would like to tell pile 3 about, like what kind of love is coming in for them? um what kind of love is coming in for pile 3? Okay. So we have strength at the bottom. So this could be a Leo coming in for you, also Sagittarius or Aries. And then we have the Page of Cups, which is Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. So I feel like there is some sort of person who is very, very passionate and like adventurous, fun, funny, charismatic, like just fun to be around and very loving. And so this person's going to be very, very flirtatious. I feel like you guys going to have a lot of chemistry, like especially physically. This, I don't know, if this is going to be like a long-term thing or like what the situation is because it is the Knight of Wands, and Knight of Wands is more of like an impulsive, spontaneous energy, kind of like in and out type of energy too. So I don't know, but there is definitely feelings here. There's love, there's romance, there's a lot of flirtation going on, and I feel like it's going to be a fun time. So maybe this will be like step one, I guess, to elevating, because I feel like maybe this will be like an energy that helps you get out of this Nine of Swords energy. You know, you are very down and kind of stressed and not feeling too hot about your life and yourself and your love life and love in general. And maybe you are like more of like the lone wolf, you know, like doing things on your own independently. And so this person comes into your life and I think gives you a lot of pleasure and joy and fun. But I do think it's with pure intentions with the Page of Cups here. I feel like it's going to make you very happy. It's going to kind of light up your life and add some joy and happiness that like maybe you haven't had in a long time or you don't have now. I feel like this person is very sexy and confident and knows what they're doing, but like I said, I don't sense that they're like a player or toxic or anything like that. I sense that they come with good intentions, with a pure heart, curiosity about you, wanting to get to know you, learn more about you. Um, and like I don't know if whoa, where did that come from? Yeah, the Chariot, Ace of Pentacles. So this is going to be some sort of a new beginning, potentially something like a grow into something more for sure. There's a lot of potential in this connection and with this person. I feel like they're going to be very protective over you and just very like loving and nurturing, you know, of your heart. And like with the Ten of Pentacles, that from the Ace to the Ten, this could grow into something more and deeper. Um, there could be some distance between you guys, or if not distance, like physically, like some sort of stagnation. This is Cancer, this is Pisces, more water. Maybe like one person wants to move forward really quickly and the other one doesn't. That could be like a thing in this connection. Like maybe you are the one that's like, hold on, like let's not jump into things just yet, you know, let's take our time with it, let's move slowly. And then this person's like ready to and get married, you know. So that's like something that you're gonna have to like put up your boundaries. This is also like boundaries. So set some boundaries for yourself and like whatever makes you feel safe and comfortable. If you don't want to move too quickly, then you just go ahead and tell the person that. I feel like they will work with you though with the Three of Pentacles. They're gonna be a team player. You know, they're gonna respect your needs and your desires, and you will have success with this person. Definitely a lot of passion and chemistry. And then, okay, so let's pull a final card for what final message or advice does the universe have for you. So, what do you want to tell Kai Free? Any final messages or advice for them regarding their love life? So we have patience needed, timing. There you go. And if you get mad at that, then that just shows that you need to surrender more. Um, Now I just see so many times in the comments, you know, everybody's complaining about that, and it is what it is. And I'm not going to stop saying it if the message is coming through with like divine timing and like you need to heal, because that's just really our ego that's like resisting that. So, patience needed, timing. Be mindful not to rush or push your agenda at this time. Trust in divine timing and less in instant gratification. Having patience allows everything to unfold as it should. The seeds have been planted, now let them grow. You know, this really is speaking to me of like the slow movement that you're experiencing right now in your love life, the frustration that you might feel, feeling, you know, hurt by like whatever like you went through and just in this dark period of transformation, maybe you're doing some deep shadow work, things getting triggered and brought to the surface, and it just seems like, oh, I just can't wait to get out of this, right? I just can't wait to be there, be at the end. I can't wait to be at the start, my wish fulfillment. The universe is saying, yes, I hear you. I hear your prayers and your requests. I got it. But there needs to be some time. You have to trust me. I'm up here. I can see clearly when you're ready, what you're ready for, who the person that you need to be with, when they're ready. I'm up here. I'm wise. I'm so much wiser than you. You're in a human body. Like, it's kind of just like reminding you that we don't know shit. And we just need to trust in this all-knowing, mysterious freaking like energy that is guiding us. And when there's stagnancy in your life and when you need to, when nothing is happening, you need to trust that this is exactly where you need to be. Literally, like no more, no less. Like this is literally where you need to be. No fighting needed. Like just surrender, just accept it. Because there's a reason for it. There truly is a reason for why you are where you are. If you were already where you wanted to be, maybe it would you can handle it because you haven't done this kind of work in order to be able to receive such a nice big huge blessing. So it's like they would just kind of fall out of your life. So there's always a reason. So patience needed. And then I'm not going to read all this or talk about them too much, but this also fell out. We have letting go, resistance. So there's something that you have to let go of that you're resisting, okay? And also let go of resistance, I think. It's just let go of that resistance and just go with the flow, accept, surrender. And then we have addictions, compassion. So there could be some sort of addictive behaviors, thought patterns, um, anything in your life, that could be affecting your health. And that's also something that you need to be letting go as well and healing from. Okay, so I feel like that was like a tough message. But yeah, that's just what wanted to come through. I hope that resonated and it was helpful in some way. I wish you the best on your healing journey. And if this video resonated with you, please like, comment, and subscribe. I wish you all the best and you so much love. I will talk to you soon. Bye.